Hi, Kimball Bullington again in the second video about using cause and effect diagrams. So in this video, I'm not teaching you how to create a cause and effect diagram for display or file transfer. That you'd want to do in Excel or PowerPoint or Visio or some other software program. What I want to show you how to do is to create one in a group setting, and also how it relates to some other tools. So what you have in front of you is essentially what I refer to as a sticky storming session. You might think, well, it's brainstorming. It's not exactly. It's really more like nominal group technique. So brainstorming is basically a bunch of people in a room sit and pop off ideas. And there are a number of problems with that, which I won't get into here. But in nominal group technique or sticky storming, the brainstorming that happens is done individually and simultaneously. So a number of people are writing down notes as fast as they can on sticky notes, and then when they get through or slow down or something, you put them up on a board. If anybody has an idea of others, then you put those. So this was a sticky storm that was conducted a number of years ago with some of our industry advisors. So we came up with this basically cluster of ideas on sticky notes on a whiteboard. From there, you go to organizing the sticky notes into categories. And this is called an affinity diagram. And as you do that, you may notice that there are some ideas that you think of just in this process. So in our case, we had like department support, but we didn't have university support. And in the processes, we didn't have professional education. So we added those just in the process of creating an affinity diagram. From an affinity diagram, then, we take this same diagram, we start drawing lines between tasks or ideas that are related. So you have all these lines, and where the lines sort of cluster, you say, well, maybe those are more important ideas. So we circled those for further use. Now, we've gone as far as we can with this. We take these sticky notes and we place them on some sort of cause and effect diagram. We used the 6 M's modified. We used information instead of materials. And we started off with technology instead of machines. And our desired effect is supply chain management program success. Notice, this is like the Sesame Street test. One of these is not like the other. Technology only has one idea, and we have 3 ideas out here that don't have a home. So we thought about this a little bit and said, well, let's try a different clustering. So instead of, since we are creating a supply chain management program, we looked at the different programs that we have. I moved the Excel up there to information because it's a way of manipulating information. I said, okay, this is better. This is better. Let's see if we can flesh this out even further. And then we start looking at what's uneven and start trying to add ideas. So we said, well, duh, we didn't have the supply chain management undergraduate major, and we didn't have the accelerated bachelor's to master's on that. So just the fact that we had sort of a skinny bone and needed more meat made us think a little bit deeper. We thought of some other environmental issues like Area Chamber of Commerce or Tennessee Pathway. And really it wasn't until we did this that we thought of number of students as the measure, as a measure, but also as the measure. That's probably our most critical measure. So actually we found one a little bit more critical later on, which turned out to be the number of graduates. And so at this point, we're looking around and we see what we emphasize. This started from a group that was individually brainstorming and then put their ideas together, and we progressed. And there was learning that occurred. You see these different color notes here indicating that there was learning. And so that's a way that you can use cause and effect diagrams, but you can also fish at different levels. So You look here at processes. And this whole idea of the process of recruiting, which we looked at, and we called that supply chain management marketing success. We thought we don't really know how to do that very well. So we did another cause and effect diagram to drill down deeper and fish at a different level. And then selling the supply chain management major in 3620. So that was an idea really that came out of here. We talked about the selling part, and we thought, well, we know where we probably the best place to start selling is in 3620, and we had some areas of learning or emphasis here. So I hope this helps. I quite often create several cause and effect diagrams, not just one, and I'll keep pushing until I have a number of ideas. If you look back at this diagram, the fewest ideas we had on any bone was 5. Up here in people, I've got 3, 6, 10 ideas. In processes, I've got 4, 8, 12 ideas. So you see, even though we found that the average overall was like 3 ideas per bones, that includes a lot of cause and effect diagrams that were not developed enough. So I would encourage you to push until basically you have new ideas. You think of ideas that you hadn't thought of before in the process. Thanks, and as always, hope this helps.